Hey, salut! What I'm going to say might shock you, okay? But what if the key to improving your French listening skills had nothing to do with language skills? Today's podcast is specially designed for you if you easily get overwhelmed when you practice listening. You hear the first few words, but after a couple of seconds, it all turns to mush and you miss the whole sentence. You hear a few words here and there, but you can't really keep up with the fast pace. And all in all, you want to improve your listening skills, but each time you practice, you feel confused, frustrated, and lost. If this is you, let's get to the chase. This problem is more linked to how you focus than your French. Because no matter how much French you know, no matter how often you practice listening, if you don't know how to condition your brain for listening, you're never going to improve. So today I've prepared a fun, quirky little game that will help you understand better by helping you focus better. Welcome to Quirky French Podcast, the podcast that helps you speak more confidently, feel more focused, and be more in control of your French learning journey. Prêt? C'est parti! Salut, salut, bienvenue. Welcome to episode 25 of Quirky French Podcast, the podcast that will help you take your French speaking skills and listening skills to the next level. I'm Naima from quirkyfrench.com, and today you're going to discover a little game that will help you increase your concentration abilities. We're going to do a little interactive episode, and you'll see this episode could be a complete game changer in your learning journey. Okay, so let's dive right in. Now, if you tend to get overwhelmed when you listen to some French, chances are you start obsessing over words you didn't understand, or the words are simply sweeping past you and you don't understand anything and you just can't stay present. It's also really difficult to both process what you've just heard while at the same time listening to what's continually being said. Typically, for example, if you're watching a movie, perhaps you constantly find yourself needing to pause and rewind after every few sentences. This is actually completely normal. This happens to everyone. However, if you experience this a lot, this can really hinder your progress, and listening can become this very confusing or frustrating task. So you're going to have to find strategies that can help you be completely present and really focus so that you can listen as best as you can. So today I'm doing a super fun little quirky game that will help you concentrate better. And the goal here is to increase your ability to concentrate for longer and longer. So the outcome is that you're going to be able to keep up with more speech and more information to process, right? You're going to learn how to be au taquet, which is the phrase of the day. Être au taquet. You really want to be 100% switched on, be present. You want to be ready for it. Give 100%, okay? Tu veux être au taquet quand tu écoutes du français. And I'm going to help you achieve just this with today's interactive episode. Now, concentration is so important. It's vital even. But weirdly enough, it's not something that's commonly taught, when we think about language learning, because it's not a language skill, it's more like a soft skill. Yet, when it comes to listening skills, knowing how to prepare for listening and how to concentrate while listening is a must. And I really discovered this when I started to work as a legal interpreter, because I had to push myself and I had to up my concentration level. Because as you know, when you're interpreting, you have to listen to a constant flow of information. You have to process it in your head, translate it, and as you speak, you still have to continue listening to what's being said. You're constantly multitasking. There's so much going on that I really just had to learn to pay attention better. So we're going to start the game. The level is really accessible. Whether you're a beginner or a more advanced learner, you can do this exercise, okay? So the minimum level required is A2 for this. But you will still benefit from it if you're a more advanced learner. So regardless of your level, do this exercise, okay? The principle is simple. I'm going to be reading out 5 sentences. All you have to do is write them down. But the sentences are getting longer and longer. You have to write everything I say word for word. I'll only read them once, and you're only allowed to write after I'm done speaking. Okay? So it gets harder and harder as we go. The whole point is to see how many sentences you get wrong and how early in the process. Okay? So before we start the game, pause the episode if you need to. Go get a pen and paper ready. And then when you're ready to start, resume the episode. Okay? Now, let's go with the 5 sentences. Have your pen ready, and I'm going to start now. Are you ready? Prêt? Number 1. Il faut acheter les légumes dans ce magasin. Number 2. Les habitants de la ville ne sont pas contents du travail des journalistes. At this stage, things are starting to get seriously tricky. So if you've done well so far, well done. And if you're starting to have some mistakes here, this is completely normal. And this is the whole point of the game. Okay, let's continue. Number 3. Je sais que tu adores Paris. Alors cet été, je t'invite dans mon appartement près de la Tour Eiffel. Number 4. Lundi après-midi, les 2 jeunes amis sont allés au cinéma pour regarder un film, mais ils sont arrivés 10 minutes trop tard. Five. Hier soir, la jeune fille a vendu toutes ses limonades pour 1 euro le verre et ce matin, elle est allée acheter des bonbons pour sa petite sœur de 5 ans. Okay, fantastic. Well done for doing this exercise. I hope you found it exciting and fun. Now we're going to have a look at the correct answers and we'll see how well you did, shall we? So, how to go through the correction? The whole point is to be as accurate as possible. You're really aiming for a perfect score here, okay? So, every word counts. If you have a single word that's inaccurate, the whole sentence is wrong, okay? So you have to be really nitpicky. If, for example, if I say la, but you just wrote une, the sentence is wrong, okay? So you get the idea, you have to aim for a perfect score. Okay, so I'll start reading the sentences again. 1. Il faut acheter les légumes dans ce magasin. Il faut acheter les légumes dans ce magasin. 2. Les habitants de la ville ne sont pas contents du travail des journalistes. Les habitants de la ville ne sont pas contents du travail des journalistes. 3. Je sais que tu adores Paris, alors cet été, je t'invite dans mon appartement près de la Tour Eiffel. Je sais que tu adores Paris, alors cet été, je t'invite dans mon appartement près de la Tour Eiffel. 4. Lundi après-midi, les 2 jeunes amis sont allés au cinéma pour regarder un film, mais ils sont arrivés 10 minutes trop tard. Lundi après-midi, les 2 jeunes amis sont allés au cinéma pour regarder un film, mais ils sont arrivés 10 minutes trop tard. 5. Hier soir, la jeune fille a vendu toutes ses limonades pour 1 euro le verre et ce matin, elle est allée acheter des bonbons pour sa petite sœur de 5 ans. Hier soir, la jeune fille a vendu toutes ses limonades pour 1 euro le verre et ce matin, elle est allée acheter des bonbons pour sa petite sœur de 5 ans. Okay, so how well did you do? I'd love to find out. So just leave me a little comment and let me know how many sentences you got right, how many sentences you got wrong, and how many mistakes you made within the sentences themselves, okay? If you want to read the sentences in full, if you're not too sure that you actually got the right words, you can also have a look at this episode's webpage so that you can read the full answers. And simply visit www.quirkyfrench.com/podcast/episode 25. So this little game kind of shows you where you are right now with your level of concentration. And as you practice this, you're going to improve and increase your ability to focus for longer and longer. Now, what's fantastic about this game is that if you do this every day, or if you simply incorporate that exercise into your learning routine, I can promise you that your ability to listen and understand is going to skyrocket. Now, to do this exercise at home, ask a friend. You can ask your friend to read sentences that are longer and longer each time so you can practice this exact same exercise. Or you can also look up online and simply find dictation exercises, okay? Just type in your level and practice what we've done. Finally, if you want to do the exact same exercise, you can also download my audio packs for free online, and I'll be reading out sentences just like today's, so you can practice on your own if you don't have a partner that you can work with. Simply visit www.quirkyfrench.com/podcast/episode 25, and you'll be able to download 30 sets for free. So you're going to have tons of materials to boost your brain concentration power. All right, that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this little game. I surely did. Now you know what to do, you know what to practice, you know how to practice it, and I cannot wait for you to see how increasingly empowered you'll feel now that you have a technique that can help you unleash your full listening potential. And you're going to be au taquet each and every time. I'll catch up with you next week for another episode of Quirky French Podcast. So have an awesome week. Bye for now. And until then, as always, keep learning, keep growing, and keep it quirky. Sur ce, passe une excellente semaine et nous, on se retrouve la semaine prochaine. À très vite. Salut, salut.